This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Good evening and welcome to the News at 7. I'm Rafael Sanchez. A family demanding nursing homes and senior living centers pay closer attention to their background checks. This following an alleged sexual assault of a senior citizen in Hamilton County. The incident happened at the Carmel Senior Living on August 7, 2018. A lawsuit claims that a female resident was sexually abused by an employee who worked in the kitchen. It turns out he had pleaded guilty to murder and child molestation back in 1987 in Anderson. He was fired from that job in Carmel.
I trusted the facility to keep my family members safe and to provide the best care to them, as discussed during our tour and conversations, and they did not meet expectations.
In this case, Carmel Senior Living dropped the ball and did not perform the appropriate background check, and because of that, they allowed a convicted felon to have access to our elderly client.
A representative for Carmel Senior Living tells RTV6 that due to the active civil proceedings, we cannot comment at this time. We are taking these allegations very seriously and are conducting our own internal investigation, as well as fully cooperating with authorities. Now, statewide, the Indiana Health Department receives and investigates hundreds of abuse allegations. In 2018, state regulators received 2,801 complaints. 417 involved abuse allegations. 51 of those resulted in abuse citations. To file a complaint with the state, you can call this toll-free number, 1-800-246-8909. That hotline is open during state business hours. This just in. Undercover videos shot at a Northwest Indiana dairy farm have prompted a lawsuit against a Chicago-based milk producer. He accuses the company of fraud, saying that he bought Fairlife milk because it guarantees, quote, extraordinary animal care. But in the last week, a Florida animal welfare group released 2 videos shot at Fairfield's main supplier, Fair Oaks Farms in Newton County. Those videos show calves being stabbed, beaten, and burned. The lawsuit also names the owners of Fair Oaks. New tonight, there will soon be one less shopping competition on the city's east side. We learned today that the Walmart neighborhood market at 38th and North Franklin will close for good on July the 12th. The pharmacy will shut down a week earlier. The market opened in 2004. Walmart says the store's financial performance was not meeting expectations. The closing is a blow to an area of the city that has lost many supermarkets and is near neighborhoods considered food deserts. Family memories are one of a kind. From pictures to films, those images, as you know, are priceless. But many people are now transforming them into digital media so they can be kept forever. For Sandra Gruber, many of those memories exist on old 8mm film tapes stored in her mom's basement in Kokomo in Howard County. But back in 2015, the basement flooded. The film escaped mostly undamaged, but Sandra went on a mission to save the film forever, hoping to capture glimpses of years past. She sent her film to Rocky Mountain Film Lab in Aurora, Colorado back in 2015. It is one of the many processing services that takes old film and puts it on a DVD or sends it back to you on a flash drive or a downloadable file. But years later, she still did not have those wanted tapes.
I remember barely when he was photographing and videotaping all these, different events, family reunions or, vacations especially. So I had no clue what was on him.
Our Call 6 team called Rocky Mountain Film Lab, and they told us the film was still being processed. When we asked why it takes so many years, they told us it takes time to develop old film. But later that day, Sandra got a call that the film was done being processed and being shipped back to her along with DVDs. Some advice before you send off your memories off to be processed. Make sure you do your homework. Look at things like reviews or the Better Business Bureau and make sure the place is reputable before you send off your valuables.
And we're waiting on some showers to cross the state line. So far, sitting over in eastern Illinois, but getting close to the Wabash River. This will expand over the next several hours, and then through the overnight, expect some light scattered showers through the morning hours tomorrow. But again, still sitting west of a Fowler to Covington and Petersburg line, closing in on the Terre Haute from the southwest. Nothing heavy, no severe weather expected. 69 the temperature in Lafayette to 77 in Muncie, and through the evening hours, showers expand, especially western portion of the state. Temperatures down to 67 by 10 o'clock tonight.
Kevin, thank you so much. A big day in the college admissions cheating scandal. Just a short time ago, the first defendant was sentenced in this situation. The former Stanford head sailing coach pleaded guilty back in March to accepting hundreds of thousands of dollars in bribes. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the latest.
Coach Vandemore, any message for your former athletes? They looked up to you.
The first sentencing in the Varsity Blues college admissions scandal has been handed down. A judge ruling that John Vandemore is the least culpable in this scandal and will not serve jail time. The former head sailing coach at Stanford University instead sentenced to 6 months home detention and a $10,000 fine.
I have taken responsibility for my actions, and I'm accepting the consequences of those actions. I have learned much from my mistake, and I will take those lessons forward in my life.
Vandemore appearing in a Boston courthouse after already pleading guilty to accepting bribes from college applicants in exchange for labeling them as legitimate recruits.
This year, mid-September, I'm going to Stanford.
According to court documents, Vandemore created a fake sailing profile for Chinese student Yusi Zhao after receiving $500,000 from the scheme's alleged mastermind, Rick Singer. Her family allegedly paying $6.5 million to get her admitted, the largest payment known in the case. Her parents have never been charged, and Zhao no longer attends the university. Prosecutors argued that Vandemore should spend more than a year behind bars, but the defense was seeking probation.
We, really just wanted to keep him out of prison. That was the most important thing.
His sentence could set the tone for other defendants still awaiting their fate.
Excuse us, folks.
Like actress Felicity Huffman and Full House star Lori Loughlin. In a letter to the court, Stanford writes that their reputation has been damaged, and they say that the funds Vandemore received for the school's sailing team are tainted, and they plan to donate it to charity. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
2 new developments from Ball State University in Muncie. The Board of Trustees just voted to raise the undergrad tuition rate 1.25% in each of the next 2 years. Officials say even with that increase, Ball State will have the lowest tuition in the Mid-American Conference. Also today, the board reviewed the design of a new multicultural center. It will be located near the Bracken Library. The public-focused first floor will contain a multi-purpose meeting room, program kitchen space, and connected food service venue. The second floor will house a library, student organization collaborative space, administrative offices, and a conference room. Construction begins later this year with completion by next year. Franklin College will be looking for a new college president. Today, President Tom Minor informed the Board of Trustees that he will step down from that post at the end of the 2019-2020 academic year. Minor is credited for the successful fundraising of a new $17 million science center, improving diversity on campus, and opening the Graduate Health Science Center. Minor joined Franklin College in 2015 as its 16th president. New at 7, groundbreaking for a major new development in downtown Noblesville. The $24 million Levinson building will include the first apartments in downtown Noblesville in over a century. There will also be retail and office space, a parking garage, and a restaurant. The project is bordered by 8th and 9th Streets, Maple Avenue, and the alley south of Connor Street. New at 7, the Children's Museum of Indianapolis has just set another attendance record for the month of May. The world's largest children's museum broke the May 2018 overall attendance record with 6% more people visiting this year. Now, museum officials give part of the credit to the highly popular Sports Legends experience, which is now in its 2nd season. So a challenge accepted, and definitely this one, well, we'll say it went over easy for those involved. Indianapolis Motor Speedway President Doug Bowles accepted, as you can see, the Crack Cancer Challenge. You may have seen examples of this on the internet. Professional athletes crack eggs on their heads for a good cause. Bowles Yeah, he accepted the challenge to highlight the importance of pediatric cancer research. He invited doctors and patients from Riley's Children's Hospital Health as well to do the honors. As you can see, Bowles did not seem to mind having a little bit of egg all over his face and on that nice suit. Good going, Doug. Good going. A taxing problem for the people looking to buy new appliances. Why political policies may soon start costing you a lot of money. That and much more coming up ahead on the News at 7.
For your chance to win a pair of tickets.
This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
So the city of Cincinnati just passed an ordinance making marijuana use legal on a very limited basis. That ordinance decriminalizes up to 100 grams of marijuana. This means that people can freely possess about 3.5 ounces of pot without fear of being arrested. That ordinance goes into effect next month. Some of the most popular breakfast foods just tested positive for a weed-killing chemical. The Environmental Working Group put out that report today. The group says it found trace amounts of glyphosate in Cheerios and Nature Valley products. Glyphosate is the controversial chemical in Roundup, and sadly, this is not a major shock. The same group ran tests last October and found that most of the cereals it tested contained glyphosate. Today's report comes after 2 juries ruled that glyphosate caused cancer in people. So what's in your drinking water? That's a good question tonight at 7. A new study raising some alarms tonight. Researchers say high nitrate levels in drinking water may cause more than 12,000 cancer cases per year. The study analyzed drinking water from all over the country. It found that about 81 million people in the United States drink high nitrate drinking water. Nitrates are plant nutrients, but too much can make you sick. They end up in water through runoff, water plants, and leaking storage tanks. A lot of milk talk about tariffs and trade wars, but when will those terms actually have a real impact on you? If you're looking to buy new appliances, that tariff talk, it's becoming real. More now from Andy Taylor.
Brian Thomas just bought a new washing machine.
I found it a little stressful.
He spent some time searching for a good deal and found one.
Phenomenal. No one gets those kind of deals.
He's lucky. Most Americans are facing sticker shock because of tariffs.
It's increased, absolutely. You see $400 or $500 increase at least in what I looked at.
Appliances will be hit particularly hard. Mexico exported $9.5 billion worth of appliances to the U.S. last year. At that time, the Trump administration hit them with a 25% tariff on some of the imported goods. So while they play economic hardball, it's you and I who end up paying more for everyday items made overseas. That means consumers were paying roughly $90 for every washer and dryer. Economics professor Alexander Padilla is concerned the tariff will hurt the little guy.
So the people that are mostly hurt or harmed by those tariffs actually on the lower side of incomes.
Tariff supporters say they keep jobs in the U.S.
Should we penalize 10 million people to save $100,000 job? That's the question.
As long as there are tariffs on raw materials for things like appliances, that means Americans spend more and save less. For Brian, he's just glad he found a good deal on his washer and dryer.
It makes it really hard to predict as a homeowner what other expenses on other appliances that I have that I will have to pay for, and I have no idea how to forecast or budget for that.
I'm Annie Taylor reporting.
It is now time to check your forecast. It has been another beautiful day in central Indiana. Getting used to the cool temperatures because I know we're going to pay for it sometime in mid-July. But for now, you got to enjoy it, right?
Tomorrow, and then into Friday morning, very cool stretch. We'll be in the 40s Friday morning, but then
wait.
back to 80.
Oh, yeah. Don't go away.
I'll give
Did
you
say 40?
40s. Plural.
40s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Upper 40s. All right, we'll make it through that little stretch and then get close to 80 for the weekend. Central Indiana, not much happening. We've got some rain off to the east in the Cincinnati area. This rain in the eastern portions of Illinois will slowly move to the east, but I think the overall coverage will be rather spotty and the rain not too heavy. Temperatures, they're in the 60s in western Indiana. Lafayette down 231 through Linden to Crawfordsville, 68 degrees. Warmer in the eastern portion of the state where you've had more sunshine through the day. The game plan here was to take Ginger for a walk in my forecast, but you can see she's got her own mode of transportation, so maybe I'll try to hitch a ride. Thanks to Ida for sharing the photo of this talented pup. Temperatures will fall into the 60s as rain expands in the western portion of the state. 9 to 10 o'clock tonight, rain west. By the time we get to 11, scattered showers all of central Indiana. Here are the leftover showers first thing in the morning. This is part of a transition to the cooler, briefly cooler temperatures. Tomorrow morning, our rain chances will diminish quickly. If you're headed downtown for Strawberry Fest, can't rule out a scattered shower. It will definitely be windy. Winds will gust to 30 miles per hour, if not a little stronger. It will be a cool, strong northwest wind, and that will make it feel even cooler than temperatures in the low to mid 60s north, 65 in Indy, about 67 in Bloomington and Columbus. Here are the temperatures for Friday morning. The record is 45 degrees, predicting 48 now. It'll come down to cloud cover and whether the wind calms down enough to allow the coldest air to settle to the ground. Friday is Flag Day, 74 degrees, lots of sunshine. Great way to end the work week. Temperatures during the day Friday below average. Average is 71. Zubilation Friday night. Everyone headed to that, and everyone at the zoo putting that all together should be excited to have nice weather as we go to the weekend. The chance for thunderstorms just increases. It's likely that we'll have thunderstorms Saturday night and Sunday. Temperatures right around 80 degrees. There are the showers during the morning hours and early afternoon on Saturday. They become far more widespread as we get to Saturday night. Sunday and Monday still wet as well. Could see 2 to 4 inches in total through the middle of next week. Back to that all familiar pattern.
Kevin, thank you so much. Coming up in Hiring Hoosiers, the struggle to fill high-demand jobs and the company building high school classrooms to make more room for the next generation of workers.
IndyZoo.com.
Hiring Hoosiers, an RTV6 commitment focused on connecting you to jobs. A nationwide shortage of electricians has forced one local company to focus on the next generation. Their plan includes expanding a program that will add more high school classrooms to their facility. The people in this room are plugged into the reality
There you go. You got to change it.
that they were needed on the job yesterday. But everything they do today will fill a pipeline.
These are the neutrals.
Desperately seeking skilled labor.
This is the hots.
Specifically, electricians. How deep is that shortage locally for you?
It's real. The shortage is really deep. I mean, we literally are searching for folks that are willing to be trained, retrained in maybe they're in an industry that no longer exists because of technology.
Gaylor Electric made room for a high school classroom in its facility in Noblesville 2 years ago. It's called The Crossing. High school students receive state-mandated coursework in the morning, and then Gaylor takes over with hands-on training. Sam Gaunt is among the first graduates of the school.
Just being around this environment and learning so much, I just decided that this is what I wanted to do with my life, because these are very tangible skills. Like, everybody always needs an electrician.
Upon completing the program, he was hired at Gaylor as an apprentice. The need for more electricians is so dire that Gaylor is investing in a new $8 million facility. It will house an additional 2 classrooms to expand the number of high school students they can train to about 100 every year.
And what I've seen is once they have a career, the hope, I mean, they just have this hope about them. They become a great student, too.
The new space will also help in upgrading the skills of the current workforce, especially on the latest advances in technology.
Our industry changes consistently with technology. We think we'll have kids that will stay with us for 30 and 50 years. And so the idea is to try to get them when they're this young, teach them that there is a career, there's upward advancement, upward movement, all the way to the president of the company. Like I said, I started as an intern here.
A great need in that industry, and Gaylor works with area schools to help them fill the spots in their in-house training program. You can find out more information about this on our website, hiringhoosiers.com. We'll be right back as the News at 7 continues.
At Zaxby's.
So Pampers wants to make sure and make it easier for dads with small children to have a better experience when they're out and about with their kids. The company is providing 5,000 changing tables for men's restrooms across North America by the year 2021. The first 500 locations have already been identified, and installation is expected to be completed over the next couple of weeks. According to a statement from the company, the changing stations will be installed in restrooms at parks, recreation centers, community centers, and libraries.
The big announcement just ahead of Father's Day.
That's right.
And we've got some chance for showers over the weekend. Tonight, rain moves in from the west. It will not be widespread, and we won't all get wet. 53 in the morning tomorrow. We stay in the 60s for a high tomorrow. That northwest wind gusting to about 30.
Thanks for making RTV6 your choice for news. Our next newscast with Mark and Amanda tonight at 11. Have a good evening.